Chris, what are you doing?
I'm making the bread. Hold on. Certainly, you get enough flour everywhere. It's everywhere. I'm going to have to try to tidy up before Kirsty sees all this. But, shall I show you my bread?
Right, go on.
Yes. Thanks.
Well, I suppose that's impressive.
What's I suppose about it? It works. Angie's instructions, which you'll see later on, they work. Although I think it's probably Steve that did it, the cooking. But anyway, it's really good and it works. Wait a minute. Where's your one?
My bread? Well.
Have you done it this time? Excellent. Oh, for goodness sake. You can't go to the shops and buy one. The whole point of it is...
I didn't go to the shops. The van came and delivered it.
That's even worse. No. You missed the point. The point was you meant to get...
No. There's nothing in the rule book that says I couldn't hire a company to make it for me.
But that's... Oh, for goodness sake. That is ridiculous.
Honestly, it's just a loophole in the system. You can't get on at me for finding a loophole.
For goodness sake, Martha. I cannot... Listen, put that loaf of bread away and by next week, get the proper ingredients and make a loaf of bread. Make it. Right. Anyway, the thing is, it's all to do with this verse. Have you read the verse?
No, I don't think I have actually.
I have, and I don't understand it. Listen to this. Jesus told them still another parable, a story. The kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman took and mixed into about 60 pounds of flour until it worked all through the dough. What does that mean?
Well, maybe there's a hidden meaning or something?
Well, yes, of course. That's right, because last week we said that Jesus taught in parables that had hidden meanings. You listened. Well done. I've got power in my head.
So smart.
Anyway.
Big brain.
What is the hidden meaning, though, Martha? Do you know what that is? What the hidden meaning of it is?
Well, maybe Angie could help us with that.
That's a good idea. If in doubt, ask Angie.
Angie.
Yeah.
Angie knows everything.
She knows everything. So, over to you, Angie.
Hi, everyone. So today we're looking at another parable or story that Jesus taught. It's very short. This is it. He said, the kingdom of God is like a woman who took yeast and mixed it all through a lump of bread dough. That's it. That's the whole story. It's very short. So what does it mean? Well, here is some yeast. This is what it looks like. It's tiny. Let's see what happens when we use it to make bread. When you first add it to the flour, you can hardly see it. When you mix it in, it pretty much disappears altogether. When you add some water and then knead the dough, you are hoping that the yeast gets mixed all the way through the bread, but you can't really see to tell. But just watch what happens. The dough grows, and when you bake the bread and then cut it open, you can see the difference the yeast has made. All of these tiny little air bubbles were created by the yeast. That tiny amount of yeast has spread all the way through the dough and affected every single part of the loaf. So even though that was a short story that Jesus told, it tells us quite a lot. He's trying to tell us that just like the yeast spreading all the way through the bread and affecting the whole loaf, that's like God's power and love in the world. It's spreading right through the whole world. There's no part of the world that God's love and power can't reach. And he's also saying that just like we couldn't see what the yeast was actually doing, sometimes God's work in the world and God's power in the world can't always be seen and understood at the time. Sometimes his plans are hidden from us, but he's working there all the time, and then we can see the end result. For your challenge today, why don't you and your family make a loaf of bread? Add the yeast, knead it in, and watch what happens. Here is the recipe and some instructions. To make bread, you will need 500 grams of strong bread flour, 320 grams of lukewarm water, 7 grams or 1 teaspoonful of yeast, and a teaspoonful of salt. First, add the yeast to the flour and stir it in, along with the salt. Now add in the water and stir it until it all comes together in a dough. Now tip everything onto a surface and pull and stretch and knead the dough for about 5 or 10 minutes until everything feels smooth and it's not quite as sticky. This will take about 5 or 10 minutes. Put your dough into an oiled bowl, cover it and leave it to rise until it's about double the size. This will take about an hour. Finally, shape your dough into a loaf, leave for 10 more minutes, and then bake in an oven at 200 degrees for 35 minutes. Remember to leave it to cool before you eat it. Enjoy!
Hello God, I'm here to listen.
Hello God, I'm here to listen.
Thank you for using me in your plans.
Thank you for using me in your plans.
Please help people know more about you through me.
Please help people to know more about you through me.
I say yes to you. Amen.
I say yes to you.